I love the game of football. I turned it off last night. And I know that there are those that will think I'm soft, and I'm okay with that. I am comfortable enough in my own skin to understand that people think differently. But here's Ailish Canada, what I think. And let me stress again, I love the game of football. I owe a lot of what I have to the game of football. I act like it was a torn ACL, separated shoulder, and broken leg at ages 15, 16, and 17 that ended my athletic endeavors. Truth is, I wasn't good enough. And now at 46, I'm kind of glad I wasn't good enough because I would have ran through a brick wall for football. And I'm not sure what I would have been left with had I continued to run through that brick wall for the game of football, because I'm not sure what we get back. Like over a decade ago, a guy by the name of Chris Nowinski came on Sid and I's podcast several times. He was almost a regular. He was a football player, turned WWE superstar, turned concussion advocate, turned neuroscientist. And he sounded the alarm bells about concussions and the need to take them seriously, way more seriously than we were. Having lost a brother who took his own life after dealing with mental struggles after playing university football, I listened. I warned who I could. I brought up the subject a ton. Sid helped me bring up the subject a ton. People listened. People cared. Things changed. And then those same people started getting wary, started getting tired. And as much as we felt things change, they also kind of stayed the same. And my God's honest reaction to the Dolphins saying that Tua's injury on Sunday was his back was that of exasperation. Of here we go again. I felt concussed from banging my head against the wall. Like you can't help people that don't want to be helped, is where I ended up after seeing what I saw on Sunday. Nowinski has never given up. Yesterday, before the game, he tweeted, and I quote, "If Tua takes the field tonight, it's a massive step back for concussion care in the NFL. If he has a second concussion that destroys his season or career, everyone involved will be sued and should lose their jobs, coaches included. We all saw it. Even they must know this isn't right." People didn't like it. They fired at him like they fired at me in the past. They called him Dr. Twitter. And then it happened. 4 days after his last, it happened again. And the billion-dollar-a-year broadcast said their prayers for Tua. Did a whole halftime show and never even questioned if he should have been out there. Never questioned if the previous injury was a concussion or if that could be to blame for the severity of the response to that concussion that made us all sick to our stomachs watching. I love football. I had to turn it off and I didn't watch the second half. I just started writing this. I don't believe them when they say the health and safety of their players is of the utmost importance. The pandemic has taught us nothing stands in the way of commerce. The NFL proves it repeatedly. Even in the very idea of Thursday night football, 4 days later, was enough to make Richard Sherman go to the Players Tribune just over 5 years ago to post why I hate Thursday night football. And there he was, working on the broadcast. I like Richard Sherman. I think he's a very smart dude. We all make business decisions, and I know it's not always as it seems. But this one hurt last night. This one was avoidable, and this one was attempting to shove the utmost importance under the carpet. It didn't work. Greg Rosenthal on Twitter calling him out. Pro Football Talk on Twitter calling them out, asking for credibility. And the NFLPA, for their part, calling out the NFL, even though they're a part of something that's collectively bargained. They all spoke out, and even that wasn't enough for some. Players pissed at what they saw. I love the game of football. We don't need prayers up. We don't need next man up. We need leaders to follow the protocols in place to avoid ruining the lives of the young men out there entertaining us, knowing damn well that every university kid that suits up, every high school kid that suits up, and every 11-year-old playing Pop Warner football takes their cues from you guys in the NFL. And not just the players, but the people who put them out there. Instead of chasing the almighty dollar again and again, sometimes we need to do the right thing. I love the game of football. I love my brothers. I love my brother. We need to do better. I'm begging you, the people who run football, the people who collectively bargain football, the people who play football, we need to do better, if not for you, for those who come after.